All right, shalom, y'all. In the name of Jesus, our Messiah. It is a beautiful day, a beautiful Tuesday, and the sky is blue, and it is a very nice spring day. And Bitcoin, man, we have a lot to talk about. I want to analyze the Bitcoin price action, talk about some potential trades that I am eyeing up, and I want to look at Ethereum and do the same thing. And also, I really want to focus today on altcoins because altcoins are pumping. And I want to talk about how we can find those coins that are about to break out. Now, it does take some work to find these coins, but it's not hard. That's the thing. It is time consuming, but it is not hard. So, real quick, we just had a pretty sweet 424 little trade entry here that I did not get a chance to talk about in the Discord, but that is fine. And I actually did not even take this trade. I was just looking at it. Unfortunately, guys, when you have lots of responsibilities to do on a homestead, you don't get every trade. And that's why I like to trade lots of different assets, not just Bitcoin. I trade altcoins. I trade Ethereum. My Ethereum trade is currently up 82.86% right now. Well, technically 83% if we go by, mark price or whatever. But look at this beautiful price action on Bitcoin right here that happened while I was asleep. Unfortunately, I was so tired last night, I turned off my phone and I didn't even set my alerts because I was not thinking clearly by the end of the night. But we got a bounce, a perfect bounce off the 21 EMA, which, as you know, a lot of my Bitcoin trades are when the 4-hour will bounce off this 21 EMA in an uptrend. So if we are in an uptrend and the candles are above the 21 EMA on the Bitcoin chart on the 4-hour, you pretty much can't go wrong buying this bounce. Let's just look historically real quick at these bounces. If you're new to trading and you are looking for some good entries, well, check it out. We come up and confirm above the 21 EMA, we get a bounce. Boom. We come up, confirm above the 21 EMA, we get a bounce, get a move up, get another bounce, another move up, get a bounce, another move up. Come down here, get a bounce, now we're getting a move up. And honestly, guys, because we are bouncing off this 21 EMA, because we are getting some nice momentum continuing on the 4-hour here, it would not surprise me if, we see this price action come back up and test this line right here. And this is the daily support and resistance line, this 59K level. This is the resistance line that I was looking to short yesterday. And I got a little bit sliced up, and I will talk about that as well. But we did have some good we did have a really good trade yesterday. In here, what did we do? We entered right here. We entered Bitcoin at 57,841 and wrote it all the way up to that exact resistance line, that daily resistance, that 59,028, exactly as predicted, right? As that's what some people say. But no, it wasn't predicted. It was just the fact that when I trade Bitcoin, I like to find entries at these daily levels, these daily support and resistance levels, because usually when price comes to these levels, we are going to get some kind of a reaction, right? When we come up from below one of these levels and confirm, we flip it from resistance into support, we can expect a move that will eventually come up to this next level here. And also when we come below, we can expect a move downward. And the thing is, we can't always know how far the move is going to go, but when we get to those levels, we can expect some kind of move. I mean, look at this. We came up, we flipped it, and then we got to move all the way down to this 4-hour support level. So that's how I'm trading these things. And if you combine Market Cipher with that, you can have some great success. So let me go to the daily time frame. Let me get to a blank Bitcoin chart here. And I want to just mark out some levels from scratch. And I want to talk about, what I'm looking for. Currently, I am still long on Bitcoin. I have, as many of you know, I have multiple accounts. I have an account that I use on Bybit, mostly for smaller trades, and then I have an account where I can keep those long swing trades open. And from that trade that I entered yesterday, this one right here, I kept some of my position open once we reached this final take profit level. It's not a very big position. I should have added more to my position down here. I did not get the chance to. But I'm just going to let this thing ride now. I'm going to let this thing ride. And, you know, right off the bat, we can see that Bitcoin is really struggling to confirm above this resistance line. Right before we get to 60K. We have been stuck below this resistance. I mean, if you don't include this crazy weekend flash pump, then this has been our resistance since March 13th. So we're coming up on a month where we have not been able to break above this resistance. And I think once we do, because we're also trading in this channel, I don't think it's out of the picture to say that, you know, we could set our target, you know, right up here, trading along this channel. But there's a lot of things that could happen between that time, and I want to just take a look and see what might potentially happen. So let me get into the chat here, and shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Flathead. Shout out to Jason Simmons. And Moonwolf. What's going on, Moonwolf? Coming in with the good TA. Haran Gamer, do I have any open positions right now? Yes, I do have a Bitcoin position, and I do have an Ethereum position open. I also have many altcoins, which I don't really... I trade them differently than I trade Bitcoin and Ethereum because I mostly just hold them and then sell them after the pumps. So my thoughts on Litecoin. We're going to get into Litecoin. I want to touch on Bitcoin. I want to touch on Ethereum. I want to touch on altcoin, on Litecoin. And then I want to get into some alts so we can talk about how we can find those pumps before they happen, because it's time consuming, but it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Dope Husky wants to know, what do I think about trading BNB? I think that it's a good coin to trade. I do. I personally don't trade it because I was not paying attention to it, and then it pumped. And once coins pump, I stop paying attention to them even more because I'm like, well, they already pumped. And then it just wasn't on my radar, and, you know, it keeps pumping. So I'm just sitting out of it. So, guys, FOMO into the like button. We've got 300 people in here, only 80 likes. Man, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Jason Casper like button is too important to ignore, according to Deutsche Bank. So, global banking giant Deutsche Bank expects governments to start hoarding the like button to this video. So, as you guys know, I do not give financial advice, but if I had to give financial advice, and somebody put a gun to my head and said, Jason, you need to give financial advice on YouTube, I would say, take a look at the chart for the Jason Casper like button. It is trading on Bybit. You can trade this with 100x leverage. And this thing is going completely parabolic. There is no there's no bearish indication anywhere. This is a crazy bull trend. We are above the EMAs, and there's no bottom in sight. This is your time to get in. You're going to be like one of those people that bought Bitcoin back when it was 11 cents if you like this video right now. And if anybody doesn't know, I am joking when I talk about the like button as an investment, guys. I'm joking. I've gotten a lot of messages from people who think I'm serious. This is just a joke. This is Photoshop. Shout out to Crypto Clint, who made these articles and the chart here. This is just sarcasm, guys. Just trying to be funny. Come up with a creative way to get people to like the video, right? Okay, so let me see here. What am I thinking for Bitcoin? Well, I want to start on the daily time frame. I want to mark out some key levels here. And then I'll tell you exactly what I am planning for. Because as you know, I always plan for different scenarios so that when they happen, I have trades that I can take. And I'm never FOMOing into anything. because I already have a plan, a premeditated plan that will keep me from FOMO. So when we're drawing our daily levels of support and resistance, what we want to do is we want to start with a blank chart. And if anybody is new to this, this is the foundation of all technical analysis, is drawing levels of support and resistance. What you are going to do is you are going to turn these candles on regular candles. I don't recommend Heikin-Ashi candles for this. This is just my personal preference. A lot of people will recommend Heikin-Ashi. For me, I prefer either regular candles or hollow candles. But of course, red and green makes me nervous, right? It's not Christmas. I like purple and blue. And what you are going to do is you are going to look to the left of your chart. Okay, when we're drawing support and resistance, we always want to look to the left. We don't want to look to the right. Okay? And if you're wondering if that is a political statement, you're absolutely correct. It's all about looking to the left. We want to look to the left, and we want to find areas where price historically has found a sticking point. And we want to mark those with a horizontal line. And I like to make my dailies orange. And what we're doing is we're basically marking out zones of liquidity, right? A zone of liquidity where price has spent a lot of time trading. The reason we are doing this is because when price tends to trade along one line, it means there's a lot of buying and selling going on in the market. And so the market will inevitably want to come back to that exact position, because the market knows, obviously as an inanimate object, the market, right? It knows that if large buy and sell orders want to get filled, they need to come back down to these zones. You can look at these as buy zones. That's basically what support and resistance are. That's why the price will respect these levels. Look at how price respects. Here, let me remove this. Look at how price respects these levels, right? We got a little breakout of this bull flag. And where did price come up to? It came up to this daily resistance level. Is that any coincidence? I think not. I think not. Now, of course, it's not always going to be perfect. Like right here last night, we had this flash pump before the dump. And this was a crazy bull trap because people were longing the resistance. When I had made a video on Sunday night saying, you know, my plans to trade this week, I was planning to short this resistance here. And I actually did short it, but it didn't turn out too good, guys, because I jumped the gun. And I shorted it on this blue candlestick as it was coming down here. And then we got this crazy flash crash. But fortunately, I was able to enter the trade and break even. Exit the trade and break even. And the reason I lost that trade, honestly, guys, is because I was not looking at Market Cipher. I jumped the gun because I entered that trade when we were still getting some pretty intense momentum on the 4-hour. And I should have waited until I saw this thing start to cool off. But lesson learned, don't trade unless Market Cipher is telling you. So the first level is marking these lines of support and resistance. The second level is looking at Market Cipher. And if you get those two things down, then you're pretty much golden, right? I'm just going to mark. What you're looking for is areas where the candle bodies have opened and closed on the daily time frame. So if we look here, we can see that along this line, we have a candle close here, a candle open here, a candle close here, a candle open here, and then we have all these wicks. That's how we're going to be marking these support and resistance levels. And I know a lot of people have problems with these support and resistance levels, but really you're just looking for the candle bodies to be opening and closing along these lines. And you're just going to mark them out like this. You're just going to mark them. Let me see here. I would definitely put one right around here. And of course, we would put one right here. And this is not really a daily level, but I'm going to put it here because it is a resistance that we've been having a really hard time breaking. Right around that 60K level. But there definitely is a daily level right here around 59K because of all these candle bodies opening and closing here. And then we have our all-time high. So this is how you're going to mark your support and resistance levels. And it's not difficult. You're just going to look to see those candle bodies close. And really what we're going to look for, if you're a long-term swing trader on the daily time frame, right, and you're just looking for long swing trades, then listen up. All you have to do, if we're in an uptrend, if we are in an uptrend, all you really need to do is wait for the candles to come up above the 21 EMA. This is ribbon 5 on Market Cipher A. In fact, let me turn on Market Cipher A right now. Let me turn on Market Cipher A. And let me turn on ribbon 5, because this is very helpful. If we turn on ribbon 5, we can see that as long as this thing is white, that means we are in an uptrend. Whoa. Sorry guys, I just got a trade alert there. I hope that didn't blow your ears out. As long as this EMA is white, that means we're in an uptrend. And whenever the candles come up above this thing, and Market Cipher is also giving us upward momentum, that's when you should be looking to enter a trade, especially if we're coming up above the EMA, and we're coming up above one of these daily support or resistance levels. So look at this entry right here on the daily time frame. Market Cipher is printing a green trigger wave. We're coming up and confirming not only above ribbon 5 on Market Cipher A, but we're also confirming above this key resistance level. This is a daily resistance level. Once we get above these lines with momentum, that is how we know to enter a trade, a swing trade. Or if we're bouncing off one of these levels here, when I say bouncing off one of these levels, I mean if we're bouncing off an EMA, that's also a good time to enter on the daily time frame. But it's the more things you can have that point to entering along, the better. So in a perfect world, we would have a green dot on the daily. We'd have confirmation over the EMA and over a resistance. But you can still enter a trade with fewer confirmations. Just understand it's more risky. It's just more risky. So yeah, we have these levels. These are going to be the daily levels that I am working with. And then we go down to the 4-hour time frame. And we are going to basically be doing the same thing on the 4-hour time frame. Which is, we're going to be looking for places historically where price has found a sticking point on the 4-hour time frame. I can see one right here. I'm going to change the color to blue. I like blue for the 4-hour. I can see one right here as well, and one right here. Again, we're starting at the left to mark these levels. I would put one here too. And so what we're going to do when we enter a trade is we are going to be looking for a few things. One, we're going to be looking for price to come up and touch one of these levels. When price touches one of these levels, we should become very interested. Right? It's like I don't know a good analogy to use, but we should become interested at one of these levels. And then what we should do is we should look at Market Cipher for confluence, telling us, okay, we reached one of these levels. I'm looking for a trade. And then when we come to Market Cipher, maybe we come down to a lower time frame like this, where we see the 2-hour is starting to give us some serious downward momentum. And right here, we get a rejection off of this line, right? Price tried to come up back above this resistance and was unable to. We got a rejection. And so we would say, okay, because we came up to one of these levels, because we're rejecting off of this resistance, and all that means, the rejection, it just means that price tried to break through the ceiling, right? Resistance is a ceiling, and support is the floor. And so if price tries to break above the ceiling and is unable to, and Market Cipher B is giving us downward momentum, then we would enter a short position. And where would we set our take profit levels? Well, we would look for historical places where price found a sticking point. Now right here, this is a perfect example of a take profit level, because look at all this on the 2-hour time frame. This was support for so long. It was support again right here. I'm sorry for saying right here, but it was support at 58.5K. A big support, a very big support. And then it was a resistance. And so if we're shorting from this daily resistance level, and Market Cipher B is giving us that downward momentum, where would we put our first take profit? We would put our first take profit right here. And then where would we put our second take profit? We would put our second take profit down here at this next support. And keep in mind too, guys, when we are shorting, especially when we are shorting in these kinds of bull markets, we need to be more careful, because overall we're in an uptrend. So if we're shorting, we're trading the counter trend. We're trading the counter trend. And so what I like to do is I would like to enter a short position, and when I hit my first take profit level, I like to take a portion out of this trade, maybe even 50%. That way, even if I get stopped out above the resistance, I am still at least break even or a little bit in profit. And that's the safest way to trade, is you look for those levels of support and resistance, and you have to be patient, because you're not gonna be able to just pull up a chart randomly and see a trade. You have to be patient and wait for price to get there. Once price gets there, you look at Market Cipher, and once you get confirmation to enter a position, you would set your take profit levels based on those support or resistance levels, depending on if you're longing or shorting. And then once you hit your take profit levels, take some profit out of the trade. Don't get greedy. Set a sell order or a buy order. In this case, this would have been a buy order. Sell a buy order right here. If you have 1,000 contracts in the trade, depending on how you feel about that trade, maybe take out half the profit right here. And then let the rest ride until hopefully you hit your second take profit. And if you hit your second take profit, then take out some of the trade and let even more ride until we get down to the daily level. And if you do it this way, it's really easy to turn a little scalp trade into a swing trade. Like, yesterday, I entered my position somewhere right in here. And basically, I started with my stop loss below the swing low, but I wrote it all the way up to the daily resistance, and I kept some in this trade. Because we're still in an uptrend on the 4-hour above the 21 EMA, I'm now treating this as a swing trade where I'm hoping to hold this. I'm hoping to hold this for as long as possible until Bitcoin comes and we confirm 4-hour candle below the 21 EMA. I still consider this in an uptrend, and I am holding that swing position. So as far as possibilities for Bitcoin, well, let's take a look here. I know this is a very sloppy chart, so bear with me. But I want to talk about, what I am hoping to happen. Where would I expect Bitcoin to go? Well, obviously there are only 3 possibilities. We can either trade sideways like we've been doing all this time, and if we're trading sideways markets are really simple. We just short the daily resistances and long the daily supports as long as Market Cipher is giving us confluence. But there are some things that may happen here. A lot of people have been talking about the fact that we might come down lower, and I think that is a possibility. I do think that is a possibility. And what I would really love to see is I would love to see Bitcoin come lower and test these areas. I would like to see it test this trend line, or even more so, I would love to see it come down and, not that far. I would love to see it wick down through the trend line, hit the 54K level, and get a really good bounce. The reason I want to see that happen is because there's so much confluence down here at the 54K level for an awesome entry. This would be a prime entry if you were looking for a swing trade at 54K, a swing long. And the reason for that is because not only, and I don't know if we're going to get down here, but if we do, I would not even think twice about entering long. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. But if we happen to come down here, even wick down here, some crazy kind of F2 pool dump, then not only is this a daily support and a trend line, but it's also the 618 Fibonacci level of this whole move. So that would be triple support that we'd be getting a massive bounce on, and then we could ride that thing up from here all the way, to the resistance, which is a nice 11% move. And if we break that resistance, we could keep riding that up for maybe like 25% move or even more. So that's one thing I'm looking for if price dumps. If Bitcoin dumps, I am looking for a bounce off of the 54K level for sure. If price pumps, okay, and we are able to break this long time resistance that we have been having right here at about 60K, if we come up to this resistance level and we see on the daily time frame or on the 12-hour time frame at that resistance level, we see something like this, okay, some kind of tight trigger wave on the 12-hour or the daily while we are also breaking through this resistance level, then I would be looking for Bitcoin to hit a new all-time high. However, if we keep hitting this level and we're not getting the momentum and instead we're getting downward momentum, then I would continue to keep looking to short these levels. And I wouldn't be looking for swing trade shorts. I would be looking for more, shorter term shorts, maybe a few hours. Because here's the thing about shorts, guys. You don't want to end up with your shorts around your ankles, because it's very embarrassing, especially if it's your shorts and your underwear, especially if you're in front of a huge crowd of people and you're walking around with your shorts and your underwear down around your ankles, especially if you're on stage in front of a lot of people. I have a story, guys. I used to be in a heavy metal band for 3 years. I toured internationally in this band, and we were signed to a label, and we had a booking agent who got us on some really big tour packages. Okay, my band was not very popular, but we were opening up for some very popular acts, some very popular bands, right? And I used to wear these tight jeans, man, because that's what people do in these heavy metal bands. They wear tight jeans. I don't know why. It's a little bit queer, but that's what we did. That was the cool thing to do. So we would move all around and squat and headbang and all this crazy stuff. And one time I squatted down in the middle of a very heavy breakdown, an extremely heavy breakdown. Okay, anybody listens to metal, you know about breakdowns. All right, this is where the mosh pit is going crazy. Okay, you judge your performance based on the number of broken noses in the mosh pit. And I squatted down, and all of a sudden, the crotch of my tight jeans rips open. Okay, and guys, I was not wearing underwear. I was probably in front of like maybe 1,200 people. Okay, I was not wearing underwear, because sometimes when you're on tour, you find wearing underwear does more harm than good, because it gets so dirty. Okay, and I didn't have any more, so I threw it away. You don't wash it, you throw it away. And so there I am on stage in front of hundreds of people, probably over 1,000, with a giant hole in my crotch. And I'm on stage, I'm up high, I'm on a riser, right? I'm trying to be cool, right? Up on a riser, high and above everybody else. And so the people in the front are looking right up at my crotch, basically. It was extremely embarrassing. I have to be honest with you. It was extremely embarrassing. And yeah, there were like all these girls in the front, and all these guys in the front, and all these hermaphroditic creatures in the front just looking up saying, poor guy, poor guy. And from that point on, guys, I always wore underwear on stage, okay? And I'm wearing underwear right now. Which brings me to Ethereum. Let's talk about Ethereum, okay? But before we talk about Ethereum, to sum all this up, guys, to sum up everything about Bitcoin, to avoid FOMO, make sure when we're breaking out of these levels or when we're crashing down to these levels, look at Market Cipher and trade what it tells you. If you're using the 424 strategy, of course, that's a great thing to do. You might not always catch all of the move, but you will definitely catch some of the move doing that. If you're using more of a free flow Market Cipher strategy, drill down when you get to these highs. Like, go down to the lower time frames. Like, look to see when we get to these highs, right? Look at the lower time frames to see if you can see something like this, something like a clear downward direction when we get to those highs. And if you see a clear downward direction on those lower time frames, then start to go to a little bit of a higher time frame. Like, start with the 12, go to the 24, and see, do you see the same thing on the 24? Yeah, look at this. We're starting to get a downward direction. Guys, last night I shorted this. I shorted this area because I saw this coming down, and we did come down. We came down, guys. Well, we missed my first take profit by a hair, and then we got this flash pump, and then we did come down and hit both my take profits, which was a shame. But I jumped the gun because you're going to start, when we get to those highs, start on the lower time frames and then move to the higher time frames. And if the higher time frames are still giving you upward momentum, then don't short. Like, I shorted when the 4 hour was extremely bullish. Bad idea. I should have waited for it to start to curve over a little bit. But you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And praise God, I broke even on that trade. So let's go to the chat. Then I'm going to talk about Ethereum. Guys, FOMO into the like button. Wow, we have 664 people, only 216 likes. Yeah, let's like this video, guys. Come on. An ex-medic frog walked into a story here. Yeah, sorry guys. Flathead says, "Give me a good bleh." Well, you know what? I can't do that because I'm not a vocalist. But yeah, Flathead. I love metal. I was in a metal band. I was living a bad life, and then the Lord took me out of that lifestyle, man. I was heading down a bad path, and I quit the band because it was my God. I actually worshipped and served that band instead of serving the Lord. But I still like metal. But I'm careful about what music I listen to because music is a very spiritual thing. And, the thing about metal is a lot of it is very demonic, like purposefully talking about worshiping Satan. And I know a lot of it's done in jest. And those people don't really worship Satan, but, those words, they get stuck in your head. Next thing you know, you're up at like 3 a.m. and Whitechapel is playing in your head. And you're like, this is not good. I don't want this in my soul. Kev, shout out to Kev. Hi, boss. How you doing today? Since we are looking at alts today, could you have a look at Matic? Yes, I'm going to write that down. Shout out to Jagged Mountain. I love soft pretzels. Renit Shah, how do you join the Discord? I am going to put the link to the Discord in the description of this video. And then you guys can check it out. It's actually should be already in here. Let me just make sure that this is the right link. I'm going to go to a new tab and just put this in here. Yeah, that's the right link, guys. Go to click the link in the description of the vid. Okay. Shout out to Daniel. Yeah, let's do TA on Ethereum. And before actually we do that, I just want to take a look at ADA because everyone's talking about ADA, and I am a huge holder of ADA. Wow, the Bitcoin pair. The Bitcoin pair is pumping. Let's go to the USDT pair real quick. Yeah, USDT also pumping. And our next level, I would say, of resistance is up here at $1.37, and yeah, we'll probably definitely get there. I'm a hodler of ADA, so I don't really trade it as much as I hodl it, right? Maybe that was a bad idea, right? Because you could have made some really nice profits, but I really just hodl it, and it looks like, yeah, we're definitely gonna we're pumping. I shouldn't say definitely. But now that we've broken out of this resistance that we have had for so long here on the 6-hour time frame, it looks like, yeah, our next stop is up here at these highs. And who knows? I really think we could see a $5 Cardano in this bull cycle. For sure. Let's talk about Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I went on Coinbase and I got... I've heard of Bitcoin, but then I saw they had these other ones too. What is it? Ather? I don't know. But I got some of that, I got a whole bunch of those little ones. So here we are in Ethereum, guys. Ethereum is still bullish on the macro. Let's start on the daily time frame. I believe that Ethereum still has a lot of upward potential, as many of you also know. And currently I am long on Ethereum. I'm up 78%, 79%. And this actually was up 83% at the beginning of this live stream. So I am losing money rapidly as we speak because we are rejecting again off this daily level of resistance. And so really, here's how I'm looking at Ethereum. we are bullish, extremely bullish on the daily time frame because we have come above this 21 EMA, right? Things are very overbought on Market Cipher B on the daily right now. The VWAP is starting to come down. It's not quite curving down. I would say if this candle comes back down to here, we'll probably start to print perhaps a red dot on Market Cipher B on the daily time frame. Nothing to be concerned about because, as we know, a lot of times on the daily time frame in these bull runs, we will print a red dot that is followed quickly by a green dot. That happens often, where we print a red dot followed quickly by a green dot, followed quickly by a red dot and a green dot. Because the daily time frame is so zoomed out, we don't get to see the peaks and the valleys as much, and it's more of just a peak and fewer valleys in the bull market. So what I am looking for is I want to see us break this resistance with a lot of momentum, and then I really think we can continue on this move up. I think we're just consolidating. It's very clear that we are consolidating within this range right here. And I've been adding to my position when we come down to these supports. So I added to my position when we came down to this support. I added when we came down to this support. Because, yeah, I'm in that swing long 1x, right? I don't use leverage. And so right now, as long as we're in this range, what I would be looking for is basically the same thing as Bitcoin right now, which is if we come down to these supports, look for a long. If on the 4-hour time frame we come down to this this 21 EMA, look for a long off of this 21 EMA, right? So yesterday I added to my position here on this support because we were also getting a bounce off the 21 EMA. I added also down here at this support because on this candlestick we were getting a bounce off the 21 EMA. That's how I roll on the swing trades. I love the 21 EMA bounces. And then when we get to these highs, perhaps take a little profit out so that you can add it back in when we get to these lows, the 21 EMA. We are printing a green trigger wave on the 4-hour. However, it is not confirmed yet, and it might not confirm if we keep coming down. But really, it's right now, as long as we're trading within this range, we just want to treat this the same way as we're treating Bitcoin while it's trading in a range where we want to avoid FOMO buying these highs, and we want to avoid FOMO selling these lows if you're in a long position. Instead, what we want to do is when we come up to these levels, like what's been happening for the past day, every time we come here, we get a rejection. Since April 2nd, what's 6 minus, how do we do the math there? 6 minus 4 equals 2. The past 4 days, we've been rejecting off this resistance. So when we get up here, what we should do first, before we look to buy a breakout, is we should look to short the resistance. And the way we do that is, well, here we are in the 4-hour time frame. We're coming up to resistance, and what's happening? We're getting a red trigger wave. So we know, okay, let's look for a short down here. And then again, we come up to this area. We're getting a rejection off the resistance, and we're not printing a red dot yet, but we can clearly see that momentum curving downward. And so you'd be looking for a short. And again, unless you want to end up like me when I was in a band, make sure you're careful with the shorts. Like when I'm shorting, okay, what I do is I zoom into the low time frames, and I will just pick, levels like this right here, right? I'm like, okay, this is a sticking point. So if I'm shorting this, I would look to short down to here as my first take profit. Then I would take profit out of the trade, and then I would come down here if we make it down there. That way I don't end up with the hole in my crotch, because I don't want that. After experiencing that once, I have vowed to myself, I shall never experience that again. And I have not experienced that again, right? Even last night when I entered a short position, I ensured that I was wearing something under my tight jeans so that I wouldn't be exposed to the public. So that's my thought on Ethereum, guys. Overall, I'm obviously super bullish on it. I think April is going to be a bullish month. In fact, I am expecting, and this is not based on technical analysis, guys. This is what I am expecting. I'm expecting April to be an extremely bullish month, and then I am expecting a massive correction in the middle of the bull market. I would not be surprised if Ethereum hits 25K or higher in April, and then we have a massive 40% correction, where basically all the FOMO buyers are going to get wrecked, and it will open up a massive amount of liquidity for the whales to come in with their buy orders. And then we're going to skyrocket throughout the summer and hit those levels that everyone's talking about, the $100,000 BTC, the $3,000 ETH, the $10 million Jason Casper like button. This is just based on my sentiment, guys. This is not based on technical analysis. This is based on my sentiment. Let's see here. The good thing is, when we're looking at Ethereum, if we do print a red dot soon, this is technically, if we print a red dot like up here, that means we're no longer printing the bearish divergence, because momentum is going up slightly, and from this point, price is also gone up. So that's a good thing, because we were printing these divergences on the daily time frame, and now we are not anymore. So that's good. We were having this clear downward direction, while also price was moving up. As we got to here, we had a bearish divergence, and I guess you could say that played out when we crashed down here, and now. So I'm not concerned about that anymore, not in the near term. Okay. And Ethereum, really, we could look. I have this trend line here. I don't know if you guys can see, but of course you can see. You're looking at the screen. But this trend line, I feel, could potentially be hit when we break out of, this resistance, if we're just trading and bouncing off this upper trend line here. Even though we're coiling up in a triangle, now that we've broken out of that triangle, could we see something like this, where we come up to that almost 3K level? That's something I'm keeping my eye on as an Ethereum swing trader. All right, let's get back into the chat. Marcus, 25K in April. I mean, April is historically an extremely bullish month for crypto, and I think after March, I think we're starting to see things really pump. So I would not be surprised. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say mark my words. My true prediction, guys, for when we're gonna hit 25K is February 14th, and I'm serious. By February 14th, 2022, I believe that Ethereum will have hit $2,500. Okay, Theta, Matic. We need to look at Theta. I'm a hodler of Theta because my brother is big into Theta, and he Andrew Sykes. Shout out to Andrew Sykes. Jerry wants to know, is this a good time to enter a trade on Bitcoin? Well, I would recommend that you go back and watch the stream, because really I lay out what I'm looking for as far as entering a trade. Right now, I would not enter really a long or a short position. I would not enter a long or short position on Bitcoin, and the reason for that is because we're not near one of those daily levels. We have upward momentum on the 4-hour, but we're coming below a double support. What I would look to do on Bitcoin is, if we come back down and we get a bounce off of this 21 EMA, then I would potentially be looking for a long. And where would I take that long? Well, I would take it from the 21 EMA. I would put my stop loss below the 21 EMA, and on a lower time frame, I put it below the swing low, and then I would set my take profit again at these highs. But I would probably have intermediate levels getting us there. Like just looking here on the 4-hour, we get a lot of traction right here, so I'd probably put my first take profit here. and then come up here. As long as Bitcoin is still bullish, but I have to be honest with you guys, this 4-hour dot is looking pretty weak. But as long as we're still confirming bullish momentum on the 4-hour and we get a bounce off the 21 EMA, that's the only time I would look to long. Price might come up right now, but I don't look to long just based on price going up. I don't like to FOMO into trades. I like to plan things out and come up with scenarios and trade those scenarios, high probability scenarios. Okay, thank you to everybody who FOMO'd into the like button. That's my Ethereum trade. Yeah, guys, the Jason Casper like button is shooting off into outer space, okay? Elon Musk just tweeted, he said, Jason Casper like button, and look at this pump, okay? We're going to the stratosphere. We're going to Mars with SpaceX right now. Trading on Bybit, right? 100x leverage. That's legit. You can make so much money by liking this video, and even the Deutsche Bank agrees that the governments are starting to hoard the like button, okay? I see you, Russia. I see you, China. I see you, Brazil and Antarctica coming in here, liking this video. I see you guys in here. I see you, Mexico. President of Mexico coming in here, liking my video. Shout out to all the governments who are currently liking this video. I see you guys. I'll have to hit you guys up later. All right, let's take a look now at Litecoin, because as you guys know, I am a trader of LTC. And Litecoin, we broke out of this triangle. We hit the first take profit level that I was looking at in the Discord on my potential altcoin trades, where I actually keep track of coins I'm looking to trade. And in fact, today I posted one in here that I think is really going to pump. And this is in the Discord where I post my trades. Man, Dent, guys, Dent. This was a 100% move on Dent. That was nuts. SNX, first take profit got hit. VIDT up 39% since I first posted it in here. YFI up to our first take profit since I posted it in here. Did I post anything about Litecoin? I guess I did. So Litecoin, yeah. We got to our first take profit. On Litecoin, these are the levels I've marked out here. Okay, so I have the high here at 248, and right now I'm looking to hit that level, the next take profit. Can we do it? Can we do it soon? Well, it looks like we're starting to reach a top on Market Cipher B, because on the 4-hour, because if we just draw a horizontal line on Market Cipher B, we can see that really once we get up to the 75 level on Market Cipher B, this is really when things start to cool off a little bit. So what I would be looking for right now, if you're not in Litecoin and you're sitting on the sidelines, I don't know why you are. Litecoin is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. All right, Litecoin is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. All right, it's a difference between white corn and yellow corn. All right, you ever go to the store, you peel open a head of corn, you're like, this is white corn. Well, that's because it's Litecoin. So if we're cooling off a little bit, and we are going to start to print some downward momentum, which we may not actually. Now looking at the lower time frames, we'll have to wait and see. But it would be pretty nice, would it not, if we were to come down and test this this breakout here, because this was resistance, right? We broke out of a resistance right here, and this was a long time resistance. If we go back to the 4-hour, we can see it was resistance here. It was a resistance all the way back here in February 13th, and then it was a support. Then it was a resistance. And so we broke out of this long time resistance here. And it would be nice if you're not currently in Litecoin to get a retest of this level. Is that totally, absolutely going to happen? I don't know. But that would be nice. It would be nice to get a retest. If things are going to start to cool off here, although looking at the old VWAP on Market Cipher B, it looks like we might be in for another little leg up. So for me, And I don't trade Litecoin as actively as I trade the others because I can't do inverse perpetual. But for me, this is still obviously extremely bullish, but I would be looking to accumulate more if we were to come down and test some of these lows, right? I was really accumulating big time. When I first posted about Litecoin, I was accumulating when we were down in this area, and then I added more Litecoin to my accumulation down in this area. And so now I'm just riding it up, and I've been I took out some profit when we hit that first line, and I would be looking to accumulate more if we come down into these lows. I mean, it would be super nice if we tested the triangle, because if we test the triangle, we're also getting a bounce off the 21 EMA. And the thing is, people always they feel like we're never going to come back down and touch the 21 EMA. But we just need to be patient, because even if things are pumping and breaking out and it looks like there's no bottom in sight, when we're in these uptrends, we always come back down and test the 21 EMA, right? Look at this. Look at these uptrends. We come back down and we test the 21 EMA. There's always going to be an opportunity, even in these crazy pumps, to get in when we're testing the 21 EMA. And really, it's the same as all the other coins, but if you're sitting on the sidelines right now for Litecoin, you will want to look to see, when are we getting to these daily support and resistance levels, and the EMAs at the same time. Those are going to be your best entries. If you see something like this, we're on the 4 hour, we're getting a green trigger wave. Money flow is in the green. We're getting a bounce off of a daily support and an EMA. That's how you're going to find those are the good times to accumulate LTC, or really any coin. And guys, if you want to learn this stuff, right? If you want to learn how to mark these levels, if you want to learn how to use Market Cipher, if you want to be confident in your trading, I do have a trading course. It's a comprehensive course. It's meant for somebody who's a complete beginner, who, even if you've never seen a chart before and you want to get into this crypto trading stuff, it will tell you everything you need to know. And the goal of the course is to teach you how to create and backtest your own winning strategy, how to implement a responsible risk management strategy so that you can become a profitable trader and actually start to do this, and not just FOMO into random candlesticks and buy the highs and sell the lows and not know how to use Market Cipher and get wrecked. And not only that, I actually give you 4 strategies that I actually use myself that are very profitable for me and many others. And that way you have a starting place once you are, ready to start doing this. Because, you could learn all this stuff, but if you don't have a clear-cut strategy on how to apply it, you might be still flopping and groping. So that's why I give some example strategies, so that while you're developing your own skills, you don't have to flop and grope during this bull market. And today we're going to be talking about trading psychology, which is very important, which if you don't have psychology in order, you will get sliced up. You will get sliced up. All right. So let's get back into the chat real quick. Guys, FOMO into the like button. Appreciate all of you. And shout out to Creepy Joe. Yeah, I only have one screen. Let's see. Bro Vizzy. Yeah, let's check it out. Bro Vizzy, I'm going to check out your coin. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I only have one screen. I'm working on the set. I have it here. I just need to set it up. Okay. Wow. I haven't heard of that. I'm excited. Shout out to Creepy Joe. I know running a country can be exhausting, especially when you have severe dementia. But shout out to Creepy Joe for being in the chat always, even though he can barely remember how to click the YouTube button. Eddie, what platform am I using to trade the altcoins? I use Binance right now with a VPN, and I also XLM. Yeah, I'll take a look at XLM too. And I will also I use 3 commas so that I don't have to log in every time and risk getting my account frozen. Okay. Yeah, guys, don't laugh at Creepy Joe. Don't laugh at Creepy Joe. The poor guy, he's got enough on his plate. Okay, he's got enough on his plate. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, let's see here. Let's go in order here. So let's real quick look at the pumping. Money sign ESS. money sign ESS. Is this it? Is this the one? I don't know. Bro Vizzle, let me know. Is this the pair that you were talking about? And if it is, well, I have a lot of cool thoughts on it right away. But let me know in the chat. I'm going to come into the chat, Bro Vizzle. Yeah, those lying dog-faced pony soldiers. And also Creepy Joe, the poor guy, he has to deal with all that hair on his legs. Okay, cool, Bro Vizzle. I don't mean to wax political, guys. I love Biden. I love Trump. I love them all. I love them all. They're all the same, guys. They're all the same. Two wings of the same bird. Yeah. So what I think about this is I see a nice breakout right here, and if I draw just a nice little support right here, it looks like, I don't know when the news was announced, but it looks like, it looks extremely bullish on the daily time frame, okay? Because we have this very clear direction right here. And if we just also look historically at how this coin kind of will trade, it looks like, we just have these breakouts, and then we hit a new all-time high. So, just looking at the daily time frame, it looks bullish. Okay, the only thing that concerns me is the fact that yesterday we had this pump all the way to the top of this triangle, and we got a huge rejection off it. That's the only thing that bothers me. But let me zoom into frames. Whoa, get out of here. I want you. She's trying to listen to me. Creepy Joe has it set up so that my computer listens to everything I say. This does concern me a little bit, to be honest with you. Because if there was news that this thing is now on every trading platform and it pumped and then it got rejected off the resistance, and then today we had a pump as well, but we're already starting to come down back into this triangle, that does concern me a little bit. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, wow, this is nice. Okay, cool. Here's something great on the 4-hour time frame. When you come to the 4-hour time frame, and when you see a money flow crossover, it usually means something good is about to happen. Okay, we had a money flow crossover here, and we just pump city, right? Pump city. The city was pumped. These are the skyscrapers that were built. And then again, over here we have a money flow crossover, and pump city. Now, and also another thing to look at is the fact that we're printing bottoms now on the 4-hour, just like we printed back here before we went to pump city. And there's really only one way to get to pump city. It's not a passport. What it is printing bottoms on Market Cipher B, and then a clear direction of consecutive trigger waves, and then when you see something like this, or even when you see something like this, that oftentimes means we're heading to pump city. If this wave right here turns out to be one of these waves, okay, then we might be on our way to pump city. But I will say it is concerning to me that we rejected off this resistance. I would like to see more of a clear direction on the 4-hour before I would be looking to buy this right now. And the caution I have is the fact that we are rejecting off this. If we had come down and simply just retested the triangle, then I would be more confident. But we came down into the triangle. I guess we did get a bounce off the EMAs, which is nice. And I guess now you could say that we bounced up and tested the triangle, and now we're heading back up. Let me pull out a fib. Let me pull out a fib on here and just kind of see where would we consider the swing low of this move. I would even take it from down here. I would take it from down here. Just kind of take a look. Okay. So we came down perfectly to the 0.5, which kind of coincides with this this daily level here, which is nice. And then now it seems that we're also getting a bounce not only off the 382 but also the EMAs, and now we are rejecting off of the Fibonacci level right here, the 0.236. I to be honest with you, I am undecided. I don't really know. I have paralysis of analysis with this coin because there's some really bullish things and there's some not so bullish things. What I would really like to see, to be completely honest with you, is more of a direction on Market Cipher. Let me zoom into the 2 hour. Okay, the 2 hour is looking nice. Okay, the 2 hour is looking pretty nice because we have a triple bottom, and we can see money flow starting to curve up. But yeah, that's paralysis of analysis, guys. Let's take a look at Matic. Let's take a look at Matic USD here. Matic looking nice, looking nice. Let's just kind of see. You know, if we did do something like this, then it looks like we kind of broke out of this triangle. Let me go to the daily time frame. Okay, the daily time frame is looking pretty nice because we are bouncing off the 21 EMA, which means we are continuing in the uptrend. We don't have to worry about perhaps coming back down because we already broke below the 21 EMA and got a bounce off of this daily support. Now we're back confirmed above the 21 EMA. We have a very clear direction on Market Cipher. So right now we're trading within this range here. So we have this. I would say we have this daily resistance. The reason I mark this as a daily resistance is because we have, you know, a candle closing here. It's support, it's resistance. It's resistance that get flips into support, resistance, resistance again. So really we're trading kind of now within this range here. And the way I would look to trade this is, honestly, I would look to just be trading it. And I know it's an altcoin, so, you know, it's much different than BTC. But we have the potential to make some serious gains here. If we come back down to this level, this is where I would be wanting to buy right now. This is where I would be wanting to buy right now. Considering I'm not in this coin, I would draw a box of liquidity. The buy zone would be right here. That's where I would be looking to buy. And then obviously, where would I be looking to take profits? Well, firstly up here, and then secondly at the top of the triangle. And then thirdly, I like to use Fibonacci extension levels. So if let's see, from the, wow, this is an intense coin. There's really no good place to pull a fib here, but if I just pull one from the swing high down to the bounce, you know, obviously we'd have one at the all-time high, and then I would just keep setting my take profits up here. Just purely technical. Obviously, this is not dealing with news or anything, but if we are breaking out of this zone here and we have clear momentum, because right now we're rejecting, right? Let's come down to the 4-hour time frame to see what's happening. Yeah, see, the 4-hour time frame is getting a little bit hot, but we did just have a money flow cross on the 4-hour time frame, which is a bullish thing. So the last time we had this money flow cross on the 4-hour time frame, you know, we had a big move upwards. And I think it's pretty safe to say that a money flow cross on the 4-hour time frame is a very bullish thing. But at the same time, we are getting kind of a downward direction here. Okay, we are getting a downward direction where we're seeing consecutively lower waves on Market Cipher B on the top above the zero line, and we're starting to see consecutively lower waves below the zero line as well, which tends to be, you know, pretty not bullish. So in the meantime, what I would be looking to do is, if price comes back down to this area, I would be looking to scoop some up if I was actually going to be trading this. And if we do break above this with lots of momentum, right? If we come up here and print a wave and then come back down here and print a tighter trigger wave, and price is also about to break out of this area, that's where I would look to long the breakout. And of course, you can go down to lower time frames to kind of predetermine when that's going to happen. Like if you go down to the 2-hour time frame, you can see, you know, when these bottoms form on the 2-hour before they actually form on the 4-hour. So if you see we're coming down into this zone here, this buy zone, take a look at maybe the 2-hour and see, okay, are we printing a bottom on the 2-hour? And that's when I would look to buy it. But really, just historically, you know, we're trading in this range. So we come up, we come down, we come up, we come down, we come up, we come down. So that would be a plan that I would have for trading this Matic, because right now there's no reason for me to think we're going to have a breakout. And if we do have a breakout, that's fine. But for me, there's no reason to think we would. And so I wouldn't try and trade that breakout, because it's clear that, you know, we're getting downward momentum. So let's see here. Okay, let's talk about Theta. Let's talk about Theta. And if there's a coin you want me to go through, put it in the chat. I'm actually going to have to head out in a few. So let's take a look at Theta. Theta is, you know, it's one of those coins that I'm a big time hodler of. And I would say that Theta is looking pretty primed for a breakout. Okay, I would say that this is a nice buy zone down in here. It's a pretty big buy zone, right? Because it has to be, because there's just a lot of volatility here. But look at this on the 2-hour time frame. This is looking extremely bullish. We've got a bottom, and then we just have this direction. We have a money flow cross. Let's go to the daily time frame real quick. The daily time frame is looking also very bullish, because look at this direction. We have a trigger wave here, we have a trigger wave up higher here, and then we might be printing a trigger wave right here, which would give us an extremely nice direction. An extremely nice direction. And yeah, I would actually be looking to potentially buy this now for the breakout. And if I was actually going to be trading this, then I would put a stop loss below this box at about 11 cents and look to ride this up. And I would set my take profits. I would put one at 12.3. I'm sorry, not cents, dollars. $12.3, and then I would put one up here at $13.1, and then obviously I would put one here at this wick, and then one at the all-time high. And then once we are, you know, getting beyond that all-time high, I you know, typically will just use the fib and pull it from the top to the bottom and set higher take profit levels up here. So yeah, Theta is looking nice, guys. Theta is looking super nice. Sorry for the thick support and resistance lines, guys. But yeah, Theta is looking really nice. Let's go to the 4-hour. Wow. The 4-hour is looking nice, guys. The 4-hour is looking pretty nice. Yeah, I would say if we start to get the money flow cross on the 4-hour, you know, we could really break out of this thing here. Yeah, you could see, you know, we're forming this triangle here on the 1 hour too, where we take our trend lines and just make the triangle for a potential breakout. Yeah, I'm super bullish on Theta. My brother got me into Theta. He's made literally hundreds of thousands of dollars just buying and hodling Theta. He's been trying to get me into Theta for a long time, and I've been that stubborn old grandpa saying, man, Brother, I ain't gonna get none of that theta stuff. It's just all this imaginary money. I don't believe in none of this crypto stuff. I only trust the dollar because it's backed by the integrity of the United States. Right? The integrity of good old Joe Biden in the chat. Creepy Joe in the chat. His integrity. The most integrous man I know. But I finally got into theta. And thankfully I did get in way before this huge pump. Somewhere back in here. I think I... No, this is... When did I get in? It was in like... It was early February. Probably in here. So I just kept riding this thing up. And I don't have too much of it. But it's looking prime for a breakout right now, y'all. Okay. XRP, I'm not a fan of it. I know it's pumping. Okay, the volume MA indicator I was using other day. Yeah, guys, so I've been using this indicator. I'm going to have to head out. That was the alarm telling me I have to head out. But I'm using this indicator called Crown RSI EMA. And this is a really, really nice indicator for basically helping you find those pumps. Wow, I have two on here. Sorry. So basically, when this RSI crosses above this white EMA, when the blue RSI crosses above the white EMA, it means we have a lot of upward momentum, and the opposite is also true. And also, it has a zero line. So when it crosses above the zero line, it means we have a lot of momentum. And it's a pretty nice indicator. But guys, I apologize. I'm going to have to head out. I know, actually, I'm supposed to be looking at XLM. Let's take a look at XLM. It looks like XLM has already pumped. I would definitely not be looking to buy XLM at this moment, simply because it's looking pretty like it already pumped, and right now we're getting a lot of downward momentum. So right now, if this thing is going to continue to pump, I would wait until we retest the EMAs on the 4 hour, kind of like what happened right here. We come up, test the EMAs, come up, test the EMAs, come up. Keep an eye on Market Cipher. And let's see, Market Cipher B. Yeah, right now we're getting some real downward momentum. So I would wait until we come down and test these areas and look for some momentum on Market Cipher B as well, because on the 4 hour we are getting a nice direction, right? We're getting a nice direction up. But I would wait, if this indeed is a breakout, which it kind of looks like it because we had this very nice support line, and then we broke out of this trend line. I would not buy right this moment. I would wait for the price to come down. But anyway, I've got to head out, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Do I have any more? Eddie, what platform am I? Okay, I already answered that. Bro Vizzle. All right. Shout out to everybody who gave a super chat. May the Lord bless all of you in the name of Yeshua, in the name of Jesus, our Messiah. And yeah, guys, like the video. We got 586 people, only 460 likes. Appreciate everyone who likes the video, and I'll see you guys soon.